Namaskar. Welcome to another episode of Editorial. Before I start my editorial, wish you all a very, very happy Deepavali. I hope you have a blessed and peaceful Deepavali. Okay, today my editorial doesn't match the occasion. It is no fireworks and all that. Today my editorial is numbers, full of numbers and more numbers. But it'll be interesting, I assure you, especially for people who are interested in statistics and keeping records. This will be an interesting episode. Now, two topics I have. Like I said, both are filled with numbers. Topic number one is the Public Affair Index 2021 has rated the top 20 states in the country. They have rated this in 4 categories. I will take you through those 4 categories. That's my topic number one. Very interesting. Topic number 2 is bypolls. Well, the bypoll results are out and Bharatiya Janata Party doesn't seem to be doing well. Let's get into the show. Now, Public Affair Index has categorized the states into 3. One is large state, second is small state, and third is union territory. So the states have been categorized into these 3 categories. Number 1. Number 2, the scoring has been done on 4 categories. Category number 1 is the overall score. So overall ranks what the state has got. Category number 2 is equity. Equity meaning inclusiveness in policy making. How much do the people concerned, people in the state feel that they are part of the policy making? That is inclusiveness. That is number 2. Number 3 is growth. Growth is usage of the resources, the optimal usage of resources, and the role of healthcare, the role of education, and the role of employment in a particular state. So 3, I think, is a very important yardstick. And the 4th is sustainability. Sustainability talks about environment and economy of the state. So 4 categories. So that's how PAI has rated this. And let's go category wise and let's go state wise. Like I said, large states, small states, and union territory. The first category is overall performance. Like I told you, this talks about the overall scores that the state got. Now, in large state, the number 1 rank is to Kerala with 1.618 score. Number 2 is to Chennai with 0.897 score. Number 3, Telangana. Number 4, Chhattisgarh. Number 5, Gujarat. Number 6, Punjab. 7, Karnataka. 8, Andhra Pradesh. 9, Jharkhand. 10, Madhya Pradesh. 11, Rajasthan. And 18th, last, is Uttar Pradesh. So that's the story. Uttar Pradesh's score is minus 1.418. This is overall performance, large states. Now let's talk about overall performance, small states. Small states mein number 1 is Sikkim with 0.907 score. Second, Goa with 0.748 score. Third, Mizoram. 4th, Himachal Pradesh. 5th, Tripura. 6th, Meghalaya. 7th, Arunachal Pradesh. And last is Manipur with minus 0.783 score. So that's where Manipur stands. Now let's come to union territories. Like I said, overall performance, union territories. Number 1 is Puducherry with 1.345 score. Number 2 is Jammu and Kashmir. Number 3 is Chandigarh. Number 4 is Lakshadweep. Number 5 is Dadra Nagar Haveli. Number 6, last, is Andaman and Nicobar Islands with minus 0.696 score. This is where it stands. So in the large state category, the last in the ranking is Uttar Pradesh. The first in the ranking is Kerala. In smaller states, first in the ranking is Sikkim. Last in the ranking is Manipur. In union territories, first in the ranking is Puducherry. Last in the ranking is Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Now let's go to category 2, which is equity. Mind you, equity means inclusiveness in policy making. Equity means whether people feel that they have a say in the governance. So here goes equity. Large states, number 1, Gujarat. People feel that they have a say in policy making. Number 2 is Kerala with 1.36 score. Number 3 is Rajasthan with 1.199 score. And number last, year 2, is Uttar Pradesh with minus 1.5. Second last, that is number 17th, is Odisha with minus 1.46. And 16 is Karnataka minus 1.16. So that's the scoring. In small states, number 1 is Sikkim, number 2 is Meghalaya with 1.144, number 3 is Mizoram with 1.123. The last in small states where people do not feel that they are inclusive, they are anything to do with the policy making, is Arunachal with minus 1.521, Delhi with minus 1.32. So as far as equity is concerned, the best state in India is Gujarat and the worst state is Uttar Pradesh. In smaller states, the best state in India is Sikkim, the worst is Arunachal Pradesh. This is where the ranking goes. Now let's talk about growth. Growth, like I told you, is optimal use of resources, role of healthcare, education and employment. So this is a very important table. Let's go. The best state that has growth, that has good growth in India is Telangana with 1.38 score. Second is Kerala with 1.34 score. Third is Jharkhand with 0.93 score. So these are the 3 top states among the large state category. And the worst is Bihar with minus 2114. Ranked 17th is Uttar Pradesh with minus 1.521 score. And 16 is Madhya Pradesh with minus 1.321 score. So in equity, in growth, education, employment and health, the worst state is Bihar and the best state is Telangana according to the Public Affairs Index. Now let's go to smaller states. Goa is supposed to be the best as far as health, education and employment is concerned with 1.533. Delhi number 2 with 1.33 and Himachal Pradesh number 3 with 0.74. The worst states are Meghalaya minus 1.22, Nagaland minus 1.18 and Manipur minus 0.963. Best state Goa, worst state is Meghalaya. Now let's go to the fourth. Fourth is sustainability. Like I told you, sustainability pillar ranks state based on access to the use of resources. This has an impact on environment, economy and human kind. So this is how it goes. The best state for sustainability is number 1 Kerala, which is 2.146, number 2 Tamil Nadu, number 3 Chhattisgarh. The worst state as far as sustainability is concerned is Uttar Pradesh, which is number 18 with minus 1.23. 17 is Bihar with minus 1.18 and 16 is West Bengal with minus 1.13. Now, amongst the small states, the best state is Mizoram with 1.52 scores. Arunachal Pradesh 1.37. Goa is the third best state as far as sustainability is concerned. The worst state as far as the sustainability is concerned is Delhi, which ranks 11th and has a score of minus 1.629. Uttarakhand minus 1.059 and Manipur minus 0.965. This is where the story goes. This is how overall things are looking as far as the states are concerned, the ranking of states are concerned. Let me repeat myself. The best governed state in this country from an overall perspective is Kerala, and the worst governed state from an overall perspective in this country is Uttar Pradesh amongst the big states. Now, this is the status. Two very important highlights. Number one is UP, Bihar and Odisha ranked last in overall performance. So, UP, Bihar and Odisha are states that are not doing well according to the Public Affairs Index. Now, another very important factor that came out in this ranking was Delhi was among the worst when it came to equity and sustainability. So these are two of the highlighting factors. These indexes are very important, and that's precisely why I spoke about this in my editorial. These are the indexes based on which we should be giving our votes. These are the parameters. Basically, every household in India should hold this, maybe pin it up in our notice board, pin it up somewhere so that we know where our state stands and we know how the economy is going, we know how the healthcare is going, we know how our education is going, and that's precisely based on which we should be giving our votes. I hope this becomes the report card. I hope this is the basis in which we vote next time. So, we spoke about the ranking of the states. Now, let us talk about bypolls in various states of our country. Now, bypolls were fought for 3 Lok Sabha seats and 29 assembly seats. Bypolls happened in Andhra Pradesh, Assam, Bihar, Haryana, Himachal Pradesh, Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Meghalaya, Nagaland, Mizoram, Rajasthan, Telangana, and West Bengal. Now, interestingly, Congress gained 8 seats. Gained money, seats which they were not with them, but they gained 8 seats, but lost 5 seats. 5 seats, which means seats they were sitting on, and they lost it to other parties. And Bharatiya Janata Party gained 7 seats they were not having, they gained it and lost 6 seats. So this is the statistics of Bharatiya Janata Party and Congress predominantly. Of course, the biggest gainer, not the biggest gainer, but one of the most noted gainer was TMC. TMC won 2 seats from Bharatiya Janata Party, and of course they are in 4 seats. They won all the 4 seats that was contested on in West Bengal. So TMC is at the moment rocking in West Bengal, and like I said, Bharatiya Janata Party has lost 6 seats, one gained 7 seats. Now let us understand something clearly. Bypolls doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean that, you lose bypolls, you don't do well in bypolls, therefore you are going to have a bad time in the assembly polls, or therefore you are going to have a bad time in 2024 Lok Sabha seats and all that. All that, there is no correlation. At least statistics says that there has been no correlation between the bypolls and the assembly polls and Lok Sabha election. So वैसा कुछ नहीं है. Then what is the story? The story is that somewhere down the line, bypolls works like a litmus test. In advertising, we call it dipstick study. Dipstick study means what? That you get a fair amount of idea as to whether the government of the day is doing well and what is the reaction of people for the government of that particular area where the bypolls are going on, which means it could be state government, it could be central government. So that's the feel that one gets with a bypoll. And the fact remains that one thing that comes out very clearly in this bypoll is that somewhere down the line, Hindutva, which we have always been saying, Hindutva card is not going to be the uppermost in people's mind in 2024. Hindutva card is not going to be in uppermost. Things like employment, joblessness is going to be very important. Inflation is going to play a very, very important role in both the assembly elections and the coming 2024 elections. So, somewhere down the line, Hindutva will not be in the top priority. We have been saying this for last 1 year. We continue to say this. And as we go ahead towards 2024 and the Uttar Pradesh elections and all the major assembly elections, we are seeing that this is what is happening. So that's it. The by-election table is on your screen. Please go through the details of the by-election on your screen. And till I see you next time, have a great Diwali, enjoy with your family, and have a peaceful one. Namaskar.